our headline number 5 to close out this week. IKEA, Chris, announced that it will be collaborating with Tesco, who we mentioned in the last story again, to expand on its existing Collect Near You offering, which provides customers with more convenient, accessible, and affordable collection services across the UK. This is a first for the UK, the Collect Near You service that will launch in Blackburn on the 10th of October and is designed to offer customers the option of collecting an IKEA order from a designated area within their local Tesco car park.
Which is parking lot for those here in the United States, right?
Just keep it car park. It sounds much better.
Okay.
When placing an order online, customers simply go through the usual checkout option and select the Collect Near You service for their local Tesco. Then follow IKEA click and collect signage with designated Tesco car parks on their chosen date and time for pickup, and meet with a delivery driver and a vehicle who will hand their order over to them. The concept is currently live in Denmark and Portugal, and IKEA and Tesco will run the pilot for an initial period of 6 months in the UK with orders over $200 free.
200 pounds.
Sorry, 200 pounds, which would be free to collect, and 10 pounds. My goodness.
It's hard.
Car parks, pounds. How
I'm so used to saying it. It's tough.
So 10 pounds for all other orders, $200 and above free, 200 pounds and above free, 200 pounds and above free, 10 pounds for all other orders.
Yes, you got it. Tell her what she's won, Bob.
And 6 additional UK Tesco collection points are set to come online soon after this first Blackburn launch. Chris, get me out of here.
Oh man. I'll help you out. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, IKEAs are typically very difficult to get to.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive to have products shipped to your house.
Mm-hmm.
So why not give your customers a way to meet you in the middle? Say at the parking lot of your local grocery store, for example. It's an idea that I think is equally applicable to grocers over here in the States.
Yep.
Across many product categories outside of home furnishings, which sadly to me means if we're seeing it overseas in the UK, it'll be another 10 or 15 years before the idea hits the United States. Sad, but true. I hate to say it, but yeah, that's my take on it. It's probably really smart. It'll take 10 to 20 years before we see it in the United States. What do you think?
I hope not. But yeah, you're probably right. IKEA has a really great BOPUS experience. Like if you've done it already. So I think that this is just the most brilliant next step. The friction of getting to an IKEA, which I think is the biggest hurdle for most people, is now removed. And I think, Chris, if this does come to the States, I think this could be a very big threat to the Target and Walmarts of the world
for home furnishings. Yeah, I agree.
Because if IKEA were more convenient for people, I think that we'd see a lot more shopping for things like, textiles and towels and other home furnishings, frames, like all these things that Target and Walmart have really built a business on. I think that totally changes if I can now pick this up from the parking lot, or meet a delivery driver in the parking lot of my local grocery store that I'm coming to, every day. I think this really changes the idea of the one-stop shop, and what that means. And it doesn't have to be all in one building.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you 100% on that point. Like having run home furnishings for Target.com and actually parts of omni-channel Target merchandising as well. Like that was always my thing, is like our linchpin to our strategy, in my opinion, was to be the most accessible home furnishings retailer out there because of the number of stores that you had.
Right.
And yeah, if IKEA could do this with a grocer, IKEAs aren't everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And this gives people access and says, hey, why don't I try this and see what I can get from them? And yeah, that would make a dent, and it'd be a very effective strategy for IKEA to try to deploy it if they can work out the kinks. I love that point.
Yeah,
man. It's great.
And if you think about too, I guess IKEA going into these smaller format stores, like if they can have the drivers being able to pick up not from the giant IKEA, but they could also use these smaller format IKEAs as like satellite pickup locations and delivery locations, which we know they're already doing for customers. Like, I don't know. I think this could be big.
Yeah, the U.S. market's interesting because of the population density relative to overseas. So yeah, there's lots of ways you could skin that cat, to your point. But yeah, anyway, fun to think about.